guys, what's up? This month is the beginning of fall. Technically it doesn't start till like the 22nd or something like that, I think, but fall is around the corner. It's coming so close and I love doing DIYs, so I thought I would do a DIY video for fall, but I decided to change it up a little bit compared to what I would normally do. So today this video is going to be testing fall DIYs that I found on Pinterest, because who does not go on Pinterest when they're looking for DIYs? Like, who doesn't do that? So yeah, and a lot of times like the DIYs like never work on Pinterest, so I figured I would test a couple of them out today for you guys so that if they work you guys can try them out too. I think that's it for the intro, so let's just go ahead and get started. So for this one you just need a glass vase, some feathers, as well as a hot glue gun and some silver tape. And that's basically all you need. And so I basically just kind of started like putting the feathers around the vase, and my vase is actually a cup because all the vases at the dollar store were like way too big, so I got this like small cup which was basically the same thing. So yeah, I just kind of started like picking out some taller feathers, and I noticed that my feathers were a lot fluffier than the ones in the picture, so I already knew that this was going to turn out a little bit different. But anyways, I was just going with it, and I was just putting dollops of glue on there and sticking the feathers on. And I would recommend putting these down like closer to the bottom, and I'll let you guys know why when we get closer to the end. But yeah, it's basically just like hot glue and feathers around a cup, essentially. And it's pretty straightforward. It was pretty easy, and you just like, you can put tall feathers, you can put shorter ones. I kind of wish these were less fluffy because I liked the one in the picture better because they were less fluffy. But anyways, when mine was done, it looked like this. And then I just went ahead and I grabbed my silver tape and I just started putting it around the bottom of the vase. But my problem was that the hot glue left a bunch of lumps, so the tape wasn't sitting like really flat. And since I didn't put the feathers down all the way like to the bottom, it was like all like, I had to put 2 layers of tape, so it made it kind of weird, and I had to have 2 layers of tape, and it looked kind of weird to me. But anyways, then I just added a candle and I lit it, and this is what it looked like. So in this shot here, you can kind of tell that the tape looks kind of funny on the bottom. I think if I had to redo this, instead of using silver tape, I would wrap twine around the bottom. But other than that, I really like how it turned out, aside from the fluffiness of the feathers. I mean, it still looks cute, it just doesn't really look like the picture. But yeah, I quite like it. It adds like a really cozy feel. It's really easy to do too, so I would totally recommend it if you want to give it a try. So I'm sure you guys have seen like the crayon melting art before, and this is kind of a take on that. So you just need some crayons, a white pumpkin, mine was actually green that I painted white, and a hairdryer. And then you just want to pick out some of your favorite color crayons. I went for kind of like a rainbow, and then I just cut the tips off the crayons because my pumpkin was really small, so I knew I wasn't going to need very much, so I just cut the tips off the crayons. And then I took the paper off, and then after I set them on the pumpkin, I took some paper and I put it underneath the pumpkin in case it got a little messy, which I'm so glad that I did. And then I just took my hairdryer, but they all fell off, so I wasn't gonna hot glue them because I was lazy, but then I ended up hot gluing them, and then they stayed on. Yeah, and then I just took my hairdryer to it. But you guys, like, I thought this was just gonna, gracefully slide down the sides of the pumpkin, but no, this like splattered everywhere. Like, it was like paint splattering everywhere. And yeah, so if you try this, make sure you're like having like you have a covered area, because like this stuff splatters everywhere before it starts dripping down the sides. So that was good to know. I'm super glad I put paper down because that would have made such a mess. But yeah, after like I thought it was good, I just kind of used the tip of a crayon to get the excess like globs of crayon off the top. And this is kind of how it looked. It kind of pulled up a bit at the bottom of the pumpkin. But it looked really cool. But then I had like these glue chunks at the top from where I hot glued the crayon on, and I didn't really like that, so I decided to peel them off. But then it was white underneath, and I was like, oh geez, what am I gonna do about this? So I just tried to like rub some crayon bits onto the blank spots, and then I went ahead with my hairdryer and melted them again. And just be careful, you guys, because when I was doing this, like the pumpkin like flew right off the table and rolled around on the floor. But anyways, I saved it, and it looks pretty good actually. I'm pretty happy with this. It doesn't really match like the fall colors for fall, but I think it's a really cool way to decorate for fall if you don't want to go with the fall color scheme. But the only thing is, like, there's so much crayon stuck to the bottom of the pumpkin that you can't really put it on anything white, so that's why I have it on a toilet paper sheet right here. But yeah, it did turn out super cute. It's super cute decor, but I would just be very careful like where you put it, because you can get some crayon on stuff, and I had to use a magic eraser to get it off. So I was the most excited to try this one out of all of them, and I used some black paint or fabric paint and a leaf, as well as a pillowcase, or in my case I used a t-shirt that I was going to sew into a pillowcase. So it's pretty straightforward. You just kind of have to like paint the leaf, and this was actually harder than I thought it was going to be because I was trying really hard not to like rip the leaf to bits while I was painting on it. And I actually didn't put enough the first time that I tried, and you'll see this in a minute, but like you kind of have to you have to load the paint on for it to work. And at first when I just laid it down on the t-shirt, I was like, how am I gonna stick this down? So I was just like using the end of the paintbrush to like poke it down, and that didn't really work. As you can see, like you kind of got the print, but it didn't really look like a leaf. So the more and more I did it, the better it got. But you need to load on the paint, and then it works the best if you like put a book on top and like squish it down so there's like even pressure over the whole entire thing. But you kind of waste a lot of paint when you're doing this, as well as you can only do it a few times in a row because the leaf kind of gets like really like mangled and gross after a while. But if you have like a couple of different leaves and a lot of patience to make this work, it definitely looks really, really cool in the end if you wanted to make like a pillowcase out of this, or a t-shirt even. Like, it looks super cool, it just needs a lot of patience to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end of this video. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a big old thumbs up down there. And don't forget to comment down below which was your favorite DIY and if you might be trying these out in the future. And if you guys want to see more of these videos, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And if you guys like my channel and you like what I do here, then make sure to hit the little red subscribe button down there because it helps me out a lot. And it makes me super happy to know that you guys like watching my videos, and it makes me want to make more for you. So yeah, make sure to come find me on all my social medias and everything. That's always linked in the description box below. And I will see you guys very soon with a brand new video.